Alright, what's happening, y'all, man? Just a quick video. Wanted to announce that the Burgundy and Gold will be very much present at Trey Lance's Pro Day tomorrow. The North Dakota State Pro Day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be live streaming then too, but I felt like it was worthy to make a video announcing it. And mainly, I just want to emphasize that teams are only allowed to attend 3 pro days each. So each team gets 3 pro days that they can attend. And a lot of teams already, I guess, used theirs with, I'm not sure if the Trevor Lawrence one counted because it was just him by himself. I don't know how that works. But either way, there's several GMs that's going to be there. The Broncos GM, Panthers offensive coordinator, Eagles offensive coordinator, Eagles QB's coach, Saints QB's coach, Jets GM, Falcons GM, Falcons head coach, Lions head coach, Lions GM, Panthers GM, Panthers head coach. But most importantly for us, our GM, Martin Mayhew, and our offensive coordinator, Scott Turner, will both be present. And again, our team can only attend 3 pro days this entire offseason, period. So I'm pretty sure since we're going to this Trey Lance one, the only other ones may be the Alabama one, because first of all, there's a lot of good prospects, even just outside of Mac Jones, but there's also Mac Jones. And then with Florida, I mean, you have Kadarius Toney, Kyle Pitts, and of course Kyle Trask. I don't want Mac Jones or Kyle Trask, but I'm pretty sure the Burgundy and Gold will do their due diligence with them. Don't feel like they really fit our offense anywhere near as well as a Trey Lance would, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna at least go to those pro days and check them out. Maybe they don't, but the fact that like it's early on, we're gonna have pro days for like the next few weeks all the way up into the draft, literally till like a week or 2 before the draft, so that everybody gets a fair amount of time to evaluate each player and then prepare their draft boards for the draft. So I mean, we have a few more weeks of pro days, and they're literally going to this pro day basically just for Trey Lance. There's also Dylan Radunes who's going to be there, a really good offensive lineman prospect who had a really good Senior Bowl also, so I'm pretty sure while they're there, they're going to look at him. But, I mean, if you're going to use up one of your only 3 pro day visits for the entire offseason, with there being no central combine for everybody to go to, so these pro days are even way more important than they've ever been probably in NFL history, you're going for the quarterback. And there's a clear need for quarterback. I mean, Ron Rivera has stated that they're not desperate for a quarterback. They're not going to sell the farm for one. But he also emphasized that he felt like we were ahead of schedule and that we don't need to just sacrifice long-term success for instant success and, you know, do whatever we can to bring in like some veteran that may cost a lot of money. I think the perfect middle is to trade up for a quarterback like a Trey Lance, who, I mean, I know people feel like he has a low floor. I honestly don't exactly see. I see what people are saying maybe with his throwing. But if Lamar Jackson year 1 can do it, if Josh Allen year 1 can do it, if they can both win games with their offenses relying heavily on their ability to run the ball themselves, and then just develop those guys and work on more advanced mechanics and throwing duties and more diverse plays and complicated schemes over time, then Trey Lance can do it. I mean, Trey Lance is a slightly less fast Lamar Jackson, definitely stronger arm, and just far more of an arm talent. I think Trey Lance at his best, when groomed, will be a far better thrower than Lamar Jackson will ever be. The arm talent and potential is clearly there. And then Josh Allen, Trey Lance is just a slightly less arm strength, still a rocket of an arm though, faster and almost just as strong running wise, Josh Allen. So if Lamar Jackson can win you games with a solid defense just by presenting such a heavy run game with the quarterback included, and then year 2 he's ready to become league MVP, why can't Trey Lance? Same thing with Josh Allen. If Josh Allen, even as horrendous as he was his rookie season, I mean, he was exactly what I thought he would be coming out of the draft his first season. And I thought that just may end up being what he is for the rest of his career. I mean, he was worse than what Trey Lance is today as far as accuracy and decision making goes. So if you can win games again with a solid defense and a dominant run game between the running back and the quarterback like Josh Allen did his first year, and then year 2 you saw how big of a jump he made as far as accuracy and just everything involved with playing the quarterback position the right way and being able to throw the ball very well and all over the field, then why can't Trey Lance? And we've all seen how Lamar Jackson has only gotten better since he was drafted, and same thing with Josh Allen, with Josh Allen being able to lead his team into the playoffs, and his team wasn't even very complete. You can argue our defense is probably better overall, especially once we attack free safety and linebacker in this free agency and the draft. If you get Terry McLaurin another weapon, I like Terry McLaurin more than I like Stephon Diggs. I love Stephon Diggs, but I think Terry McLaurin is just different. And I'm pretty sure we can get a wide receiver too that's better than Cole Beasley or John Brown. And then they just released John Brown, so they don't even have him. And you can argue our offensive line last year was better than the Bills' offensive line last year, and I'm pretty sure we're still going to add offensive line talent. So again, if Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen can do it, why can't Trey Lance, who's more naturally gifted, more talented, and projects to be better at the quarterback position than these guys were when they were coming out of college? Now granted, Trey Lance may need a year to sit in some people's eyes, and I can see that, especially if you want to throw a complicated Air Coryell like offense that Scott Turner may want to deploy. Or again, you can just take the Ravens blueprint, the Bills blueprint, and incorporate that now, where again you don't complicate the offense too much for Trey Lance. You let him run and just attack off of play action, which is actually something he's really good at already, running that pro style offense for North Dakota State. Very efficient in play action. I mean, that's literally his bread and butter. So I mean, he could literally go from doing that in college to the NFL level. I don't see why he can't. He already knows how to run single back, I formation, all of those. I mean, running a true NFL pro style offense already in college. Granted, he only did it for a season, which is where the risk comes in, because who knows what it'll be like to go from North Dakota State, who's basically the Alabama of their division, to the NFL. And he's only started one entire season, played one game, and in that one game he looked bad. Now, I don't know if it was just pressure on him. He's like, I got to do whatever I can. I'm going to force stuff and play out of my element because I only get one game this season. And then he ended up making mistakes that he never made the entire last season. And that's the thing, because a lot of people love Alex Smith. How can you love Alex Smith and not like Trey Lance? One of my biggest problems with Trey Lance is that he doesn't take risks. He plays very conservative. And that's the main reason he didn't throw an interception his entire one season that he started. Now, granted, there was some luck, like there was some passes that should have been intercepted, but the fact that he threw none just shows how great of a decision maker he is. And he threw the deep ball, he throws it very well, but he is fairly conservative, and at the NFL level, I want him to get out of that. But at the very least, Trey Lance gives you basically what Alex Smith was giving us last season, but with far better athleticism and far better arm strength. I mean, Ron Rivera can literally do what he did with Cam Newton. The time Cam Newton carried his team to the Super Bowl. Because Cam Newton, that 15-1 season where they went to the Super Bowl, the defense was good. You could, again, argue that our defense may even be better overall. They had better linebackers, but other than that, we might have them beat at every position group. The offensive line wasn't fantastic. Their run game was okay, but I'd take Antonio Gibson over everybody they had. I'd take Terry McLaurin over every receiver they had. So if you can do it with Cam Newton, why can't you do it with Trey Lance? I mean, I'm just giving y'all all of these parallels. I'm not exactly giving them a comp, but I'm giving you all of these parallels as to how Trey Lance can have instant and early success at the NFL level. May not be able to just go out and Aaron Rodgers it, but neither did Josh Allen until like midway through his second season. Neither did Lamar Jackson, really even kind of to this day. He's still more so using his legs than his arm. And at the very least, I feel like Trey Lance is just a better Jalen Hurts pretty much in every way. If you like Jalen Hurts, I don't know how you don't like Trey Lance. Except for the fact that Jalen Hurts played for Alabama, then in Oklahoma. But again, when teams play for Alabama, like I said, North Dakota State was the Alabama of their conference because Alabama is the Alabama of the SEC. Alabama's offense is better than every other SEC team's defense. Alabama's wide receivers are better than any SEC team's DBs. It's basically the same thing. And Oklahoma's defense is bad, but their offense is ridiculously high powered. So I can't even exactly give Jalen Hurts that edge. But at the end of the day, I'm excited to know that Scott Turner and Martin Mayhew are both going to be... I mean, it could have just been one of them. The fact that we're sending both shows that we have real interest in Trey Lance. We're going to more than likely have to trade up for him, which I'm completely down for. I've been team Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or Zach Wilson since we benched Haskins. I already knew Kyle Allen would work out. I had my serious doubts about Alex Smith, and he never impressed me even while we were winning games. And then Taylor Heinicke surprised me, but at the end of the day, I don't want to throw all my eggs in one basket into Taylor Heinicke. He's very talented, and I feel like if we had Taylor Heinicke last year, we won 7 games somehow, we should have easily have won at least 9 or 10. But at the same time, I'm just not completely confident in Taylor Heinicke's ability to be durable through a 16-game season. And I'm also a little worried about when teams actually game plan for him and know that he's the starting quarterback and they're going to design their defenses to exploit his biggest weakness and take away his biggest strengths. I want to see how he does against that. I'm not doubting him. I'm not saying that he won't play well against that, but it's still a mystery. Again, I don't want to throw all of my eggs in one basket and assume Taylor Heinicke is just going to be the next Kurt Warner or something. You never know, though. But again, I mean, if Taylor Heinicke gets hurt, and I feel like it's more likely for him to get hurt than for him to not get hurt, then Kyle Allen comes in the game, and y'all already know I don't like Kyle Allen. I feel like he's just a mistake waiting to happen. And y'all already know me. I want to be Super Bowl contenders. Just simply winning this division isn't enough for me. I don't feel like you can win a Super Bowl with Kyle Allen at all. Just like I felt you couldn't win a Super Bowl with Alex Smith, especially at the state he was with his leg injury. Taylor Heinicke has shown talent that can win you a Super Bowl. But again, we have to see consistency. We have to see him play for longer than 5 quarters. We have to see what he can do when defenses actually game plan towards specifically stopping him. We have to see if he can be durable enough to play an entire season and postseason. Again, not doubting him, but I just don't want to put all of my eggs in one basket. That's my whole theme with Taylor Heinicke. And then I feel like trading up for a Trey Lance to learn behind a Taylor Heinicke is perfect, because Trey Lance can literally run the offense that Taylor Heinicke was running. And that's why I feel like the quarterback group of Taylor Heinicke, Kyle Allen, and Trey Lance will work out so well, because they could all basically run a very similar offense, whereas Dwayne Haskins had to run a different offense from Kyle Allen and Taylor Heinicke. Alex Smith had to run a different offense from all 3 of those guys. Kyle Allen and Taylor Heinicke were the closest in offensive game plans out of any of the combinations of the other 4 quarterbacks. I feel like Taylor Heinicke would blend in well with those 2. And Scott Turner doesn't have to flip through all his pages of his playbook and be a mastermind genius and trying to figure out exactly how to draw up an offense for the next guy. It should be an easy transition from Taylor Heinicke, potentially maybe Kyle Allen if injuries happen, and Trey Lance as he's learning. All 3 of them can basically run the same general offense, again, at which that Dwayne Haskins and Alex Smith couldn't. Now with Dwayne Haskins being slow and Alex Smith being injured, and even before the injury wasn't that fast, but definitely faster than what he was last year. But yeah, man, I'm just really just rambling on all of my opinions on why Trey Lance makes a lot of sense. The Eagles are sending 2 guys there. The Falcons are sending 2, the Lions are sending 2, and the Panthers are sending 2. All of those guys draft before us. But I've heard rumors and reports from trustworthy sources that both the Falcons and the Eagles are content with their quarterback situations and may wait till just next year to take a quarterback. I feel like the biggest threat are the Panthers. I feel like the Jets are just doing their due diligence on all of the top quarterbacks because they have the 2nd pick. You might as well just look at all of them to make sure you decide on the right one if you're going to take one. The Broncos could possibly try to replace Drew Lock. And then the Saints, I mean, they pick way behind us, but, you know, they may be there for Dylan Radunes. Who knows? But either way, I feel like our biggest threat for Trey Lance, just based on who's actually going to the North Dakota State Pro Days, are the Panthers, really. That's about it. I mean, I just don't even see the Lions taking another quarterback, honestly. And this is good to hear, because it sounds like a lot of teams that I was afraid that may take them, like the Patriots or Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers, they're not even going to his Pro Day. And, I mean, if you're not meeting with him virtually, if you're not at least going to his Pro Day, I just don't see a scenario where you take them in the draft, because you haven't even done homework on them. So, hey, this is very positive news. Again, I think the Panthers are our biggest threat, but you never know. Maybe the reports about the Falcons and the Eagles are wrong, and then maybe the Lions surprise us, or maybe the Jets surprise us. I don't know. Either way it goes, I still feel like we definitely have to trade up. And I'm down to trade up. Like I said, since we benched Haskins, I was like team Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, or Justin Fields. Whether we have to trade up or not, I just want one of those guys. Trey Lance is my favorite guy out of those 3, just because he's the most naturally gifted. I feel like Zach Wilson may be the safer guy out of those 3, but Trey Lance is easily the most naturally gifted. If all of them reach their 100% potential, Trey Lance is the better of those 3 quarterbacks, easily. And I'm going for potential. Again, I'm shooting for Super Bowl. I don't care about anything less than that. I appreciate baby steps. I celebrate progress, but at the end of the day, all I truly care about is Super Bowls. And even with as great as our defense is, I want to shoot for the best quarterback possible and not just some average Mac Jones, Kyle Trask guy that could just be like a Kirk Cousins. I don't want to go through these Kirk Cousins seasons again. He's solid, but I want to shoot for top 10, top 7 quarterback rather than just accepting somebody like top 15 through the 20s. I want to be great, not good. It's that simple. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. I just wanted to discuss that again. I will be live streaming the Pro Day at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so please pull up 10 a.m. Eastern time on this channel. Please like this video if you liked it. If you learned anything, please subscribe. If you haven't, hit the bell next to the subscription button so you get notification every time I release a video like this one, every time I live stream like I will tomorrow. And I live stream every Friday 8 to 10 p.m. and every Sunday at 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. for a couple of hours. And of course, I'm coming out with film sessions I'm coming out with a trade back mock draft tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned for all of the content. Any free agency draft news that comes out concerning the Burgundy and Gold, I will be releasing that information. And I will be doing those weekly updates on prospects we're interested in and meeting. Like Trey Lance, since we're going to the Trey Lance Pro Day, I have to add Trey Lance to that list. But by the time Monday comes around, there may be even more people to add to that list, and I'll update y'all on that. And as always, man, I really appreciate all the support. Appreciate everybody that gives to the channel in any way that y'all can. Liking every video, every live stream, sharing it with everybody that you can to bring more people to the Street Scores family. We finally hit 8K. Now on to 9K, then 10K, then 100. You know what I'm saying? And as always, I really appreciate all of my supporters, all of my sponsors, especially my Pro Bowl sponsors whose names you see scrolling on the screen right now. Really appreciate all of y'all. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.